Hello. So we are parked on the runway with the engine running at Wycombe Air Park in the UK, and we are going to attempt what is commonly known as the impossible turn. Now, I know from looking at the wind before I got in the aeroplane, I'm just looking for the windsock here, but we have a crosswind, a 10 knot crosswind across the runway from the right to the left. So that's going to make a big difference to the success of our impossible turn based on which direction. Oh, there's the windsock. So you can see it's pointing pretty much straight across the runway. So it's going to make a big difference. So I'm going to purposely crash this aeroplane trying to affect the impossible turn. So if you've not heard of this, the impossible turn is we try and come straight back to the airfield. Yeah. So we're going to simulate an engine failure at the border of the airfield, and this works quite well at Wycombe to illustrate this because we have a short run until we reach the end of the airfield from the end of the runway. So we're sitting here. I'm going to run the engine up slowly. I'm doing this slowly because we're in the Comanche and it's very well simulated. And if I just dump the throttle, it will start hunting and it won't actually get to full revs. Okay, so off the parking brake. So hold the centre line against the crosswind. So we're in the air. So normal kind of climb out. So we're looking and we're looking and we are crossing now. Engine failure. So we keep the nose down. We go immediately for a left turn and we try to get back. So we're going downwind now, remember. So we are losing lift. And this thing is turning into a rock very quickly. So what are our chances of bobbing over these trees and getting back to the airfield? We're going to stall into the trees, aren't we? So we're not going to get there. We've dropped a wing and we would have smashed the plane up, and we have smashed the plane up. Okay, so that was the first example. That was turning with the wind, which is a massive mistake and you would never do it. So I just wanted to illustrate that one. So obviously we would have ripped the wings off and probably smashed the plane to pieces in trying to do that. So I'm just going to pause the video, and when we come back we'll be back on the runway again. Okay, we're back on the apron at Wycombe, and we've still got that 10 knot wind. If we go and look over, we can see the wind is still coming in from the right hand side of the airfield. So we're going to run the engine up gently, sitting on the parking brake. So we can do exactly the same again, but this time we're going to turn into the wind. So off the parking brake, hold the airplane in a straight line. So off the ground, gear up. So you can see we are being pushed across the airfield by the wind. Then we are about to cross over. So there we go, engine failure. So we're going to turn into the wind. So notice how much altitude we are holding on to. And we're easily going to get back in. We might even be able to get straight back onto the runway. So turning into the wind, we've managed to do the impossible turn. Obviously the propeller will stop spinning now, it's just been windmilling. There we go. So, turning into the wind in the Comanche, we were able to do it. So I'm just going to pause the simulator again. We'll try it in a different aeroplane. Okay, here we go. We've got the Cessna 152 this time. So we'll do the same again. We'll take off absolutely flat out. Now, it's a much slower plane, but it's lighter as well, so we'll see how it goes. We've still got the same 10 knot crosswind on the runway. So I'm holding left rudder to maintain the centre line. So we're in the air. It's going to be more draggy, remember. So let's just sit up so we can see over the nose. So we're going out to the edge of the airfield. So normal kind of climb out. And engine failure. So can this make the impossible turn? See, we're stalling as soon as we turn downwind. We're stalling, stalling. I'm trying to turn without losing too much height. We might get back in a Cessna 152. So we're now coming back into the wind. So we've got half a chance. So we might even get back to the runway. We'll certainly get back to the grass runway. So that amazed me that we got back at all, to be honest. Okay. So we pause, I reset, and we'll go again and we'll do a right turn. Okay, here we go again. We're back in the Cessna 152 and we're going to try a right turn into the wind for an impossible turn and see how we get on. See if we can actually get back to the runway this time. Okay, so we're going to have the engine up. Full power, off the parking brake. Straight down the runway, or as straight as we can go with this. Quite a strong crosswind for the 152 to deal with, to be honest. So let's sit up. So we're in the air. Okay, we're looking out the side for the edge of the airfield, so we can't cheat at this. We're crossing the boundary now. Engine failure. Going to turn into the wind. And there's the runway. We've made it easily, look. So the problem now is actually getting down and losing our airspeed, so we're going to side slip it in. And on the brakes. So that actually became a bigger problem of being too high and too fast with turning into the wind with the 152, but we still made it. Okay, what should we try next? Okay, so this time we have the Coronado Cessna 182 RG. So we're going to try our luck. We'll do the same again. Let's just check the wind, make sure it's still the same. So we've still got the crosswind blowing across the airfield. It's about a 10 knot crosswind. Okay, so we'll run the engine up. Come off the parking brake. So we'll try a left turn first. Whoa, it's being blown immediately quite hard. So we can just about hold the centre line with full rudder. Okay, so gear up. Now we're coming coming up towards the border of the airfield, and we got an engine failure. I think we're going to make it, you know. Or maybe not. I'm not going to put the wheels down just yet. Are we going to clear the trees? Yeah, there's no way we're going to get to the runway, but we are going to get to the grass maybe. So wheels down. So we at least got back, which is one better than the Comanche. So on the parking brake, and we're back to the grass runway. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the simulator, sorry, and we'll come back and do a right turn. Okay, so we're back on runway 24 at Wycombe with the Coronado 182RG. So we're going to run up the engine. And then come off the parking brake. Hold the airplane in a straight line. Going to sit up this time so we can see over the nose easily. Okay, we're going to get in the air as soon as we can. Okay, so gear up, and we'll just maintain level flight, climb out as we normally would, keep an eye on the edge of the airfield, and we've got an engine failure. So we're immediately turning in to the wind. It's a balancing act, isn't it, to maintain turn rate. And we may not do as well, actually. Oh no, we're going to be fine. So, gear down. So we can dump the nose. If anything, we're going to glide too far. So we'll try and get it on the ground quickly. And just put the wheel brakes on, and we'll be okay. So there you go, three different aeroplanes, very different aeroplanes. The Comanche fell like a brick when it was going with the wind. The 152 glided quite nicely, and the 182 just about got away with it. So there we go, the impossible turn. I'm sure you could try this out with lots of different airplanes. Wycombe is a really good example of a good place to try it, because you've got that little bit of a run from takeoff to the fence. So if you simulate cutting the engine at the fence, and then see if you can get back. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and it'd be good to see what your experiences are of trying it as well. So see you again soon.